Hey everyone, thank you for joining us today for this webinar. Jason Allen here, the Concrete Pipe Guy. I'm the Technical Resource Engineer for Oldcastle Infrastructure in the Mountain West, and I will be moderating today's webinar. Our topic is Innovations in Stormwater Management, and it will be presented by Madi Snyder, who's the Stormwater Consultant for Oldcastle Infrastructure. Now, some of you may not be familiar with what we do, so I'll quickly share some of the solutions that we can provide. Now, in Utah, when people hear Oldcastle, they typically think about reinforced concrete pipe, manholes, catch basins, precast box culverts, bridge sections. But that isn't all that we do. We have a lot of new products that can hopefully help on some of your upcoming projects. Now, our newest addition in the Utah market is gasketed box culvert. So instead of the typical soil-type mastic joints, we now manufacture gasketed box culverts to provide a watertight joint without any additional joint treatment, which could save time and money on installation. Oldcastle recently acquired Torrent Resources, a company out of California that is the industry leader in drywall manufacturing and installation. Now, today, Madi will be discussing some of the other innovative stormwater products that are available from Oldcastle Infrastructure. And with that, I'll turn the time over to Madi.
Thanks, Jason. So my name is Madi Snyder. I'm the Stormwater Consultant for Oldcastle Infrastructure. And today I'm going to be talking about some innovations in stormwater management. So a little bit about me. I've been in stormwater for about 4 years now. I went to the University of Mississippi where I got my bachelor's in science degree in geological engineering. I am a dog mom, and then I'm also an aunt to my nephew, Louie. And recently I overtook the territories of Idaho, Montana, Utah, and Wyoming, along with Colorado. So this is just a full overview of some of the territories that I oversee. Today, some of the contents of the presentation, I'm going to do a little introduction to Oldcastle as well as the Hydro International integration. I'm going to talk about some storage solutions, green infrastructure solutions, treatment, and pre-treatment solutions. So in July of 2023, CRH acquired Hydro International, and this is giving our teams more solutions to improve and expand our stormwater portfolio. Hydro International offers high-performing water quality solutions, and that really has been a great transition into our already full stormwater portfolio. I work alongside Dan Murphy and Kyle Murchison. They handle that territory for Hydro International. And although we're still kind of getting into the weeds of things for the integration as far as, working together and whatnot, it's just going to get better as we continue on. But so far, it's been really, really great. Awesome people to work with. And I'm excited to see what comes of it in the new year. So Oldcastle is the largest precast manufacturer in the country, which makes it easier for us to work with engineers like yourselves across different territories. We do also offer a total stormwater management portfolio. So that is from pre-treatment, which will be the gross pollutant removal, filtration, which is that higher level of treatment, more refined particles, green infrastructure, which will be towards lead credits or LID implementation, and then finishing off with some detention and infiltration. But today I'm really going to focus on 7 of those products. I'm going to talk about storm capture and Kudo for the detention portion, Biopod for green infrastructure, perc filter for filtration, and then for pre-treatment, I'm going to talk about NSBB, which is our nutrient separating baffle box, and finish off with the Hydro International downstream defender and first defense. So just to get started, I'm going to talk about the storage solutions that we have. So starting with storm capture. And our storm capture comes in 4 different system types. So we can do detention, infiltration, retention, and rainwater harvesting. We typically see a lot of the detention and infiltration and retention, not too much of the rainwater harvesting here in Colorado or Utah, but I know that we do this a bunch in California, so the option is available. We have different system configurations for our storm capture, starting off with our SC1, which is going to be either an open bottom or a base with a lid. And this is going to be ranging from heights 2 feet to 7 feet inside height. Then we also have our SC2, which we refer to as our clamshell configuration. And that is going to be from heights 6 feet to 14 feet, so those deeper systems. And then we also offer a link slab configuration. This configuration is really great because it actually replaces a full module with a single bridging slab as well as a grade slab. So you're getting a cost-effective solution by eliminating the need to pour concrete for an entire module versus just the grade slab and a link slab. And this can be used with both our SC1 or our SC2 modules. Some of the site requirements for a storm capture, which can set us apart from our competitors, is that we can backfill with native backfill. So there's no specific backfill required for our system. We're not having to use a specific rock for that backfill requirements. We also only do a vertical excavation, and so we're not having to rely on a trapezoidal excavation. We're HS20 rated with as little of 6 inches of cover, which can also set us apart too, because we do know that there are some systems that require 12 to 18 to 24 inches of cover. We do have that traffic loading with just as little as 6 inches of cover. We can also design our systems to meet other requirements outside of HS20 rated. Specifically, if we're looking at fire truck outriggering, we will just have to do special designs for that, but we can accommodate for that type of design. Some of the highlights, again, that HS20 rated with 6 inches of cover. We don't rely on the aggregate backfill for storage because we typically are backfilling with that native. And also too, because we have that large storage capacity in our modular system. So again, not relying on that aggregate backfill. Here is an installation pic to show you that link slab design. There was a lot of cost savings here because we were able to eliminate the production costs of an entire module throughout the entire center of this system. And so again, a lot of cost savings here, but this is just kind of showing you guys just the installation of that link slab configuration. You can see here there's a grade slab, and then up top there's a link slab. We can also do watertight systems for projects that require it, whether that's for rainwater harvesting or if that is just a requirement based upon the city or the developer. This project was installed in Lakewood, Colorado at the Porsche Denver West dealership, and they were doing a new parking garage in this area. So they were needing this system to be watertight. So we were able to wrap it with a liner. Another way that we can watertight our system is to spray the inside with Conceal. So 2 different applications we can do, wrapping the system with a liner or spraying the inside with Conceal. And I like to show this installation video. So this is a project that was actually in the River North District in downtown Denver. It was accompanied by a perk filter as well as a DVS for this project specifically. But I like to show this video just because it really shows the ease of installation. It's super quick and easy for contractors. Typically for a contractor installing these systems, if they've never done it before, we see them laying about 4 to 5 modules per hour. But once that they've done this a couple times, that really increases to 8 to 10. We are often seeing live offloads as well. And this whole project was installed in 1 day. So really just a quick reminder here is quality of our product, the flexibility of design, as well as the speed of installation. Next, I'm going to move into our Kudo. So this is going to be our plastic solution for underground detention. We typically see this a lot for shallow detention options. And this is going to also be made of high density polymer cubes. And then so some of the product features for the Kudo. So we have a Kudo cube size, and it's a 2 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot cube, provides 7.6 cubic feet of storage. It's made of that high density polypropylene. This system is also HS20 rated with 2 feet of cover versus that 6 inches on that storm capture. And we also can have them be either single layered or stacked. So these can be stacked up to 8 feet, or they can be single layered for that 2 foot. Some of the key benefits, easy installation. These Kudo cubes are super lightweight and easy to handle. So for installation, there's really no tools required nor heavy equipment required. They do offer that efficient storage. So again, that's 7.6 cubic feet of storage, really getting that 95% storage efficiency, which is going to be minimizing the system footprint. The large openings offer for ease of access for inspection and maintenance. And the size of our Kudo cubes make it really easy for transporting and handling during install. Next, I'm going to move into our green infrastructure solutions. I'm going to talk about our biopod. So our biopod is our stormwater biofiltration system with high flow storm mix media, which is really going to reduce this treatment footprint. Traditional bioretention flows are about 1 to 20 inches per hour, whereas the biopod can have a flow rate of up to 153 inches per hour. And another thing that sets us apart as well on the market is that our system is vegetation optional. So we have two configurations where actually we are not needing to have a vegetation on there in order for this system to function properly. This can be very beneficial in highly trafficked areas. And also the reduced footprint for the biopod allows for LID to be implemented on sites where otherwise it could not have been used. And this is really going to be removing sediment, metals, nutrients, petroleum hydrocarbons, and trash. So again, the biopod is designed to accommodate a wide range of vegetation or vegetation optional and is able to meet a variety of green infrastructure mandates. So our configurations are going to include the tree with a grate for a tree or a shrub, the planter with an open top for vegetation, the surface, which will be for a solid top and no vegetation, as well as the underground, which will be for a deep system with a pipe inlet and also has no vegetation as well. And here's just a quick little video I like to show about the biopod operation. And also we do have the full video from this little snippet online on our website as well as YouTube. I just like to show this little snippet, so I'm going to play this right now.
Here's how it works. During normal treatment flow conditions, water enters the unit, flowing over the optional inlet structure, where trash and debris are captured and retained. Sediment collects in the mulch layer, and other pollutants are filtered out as the water flows through the proprietary engineered storm mix media at a rate of up to 153 inches per hour. The treated water is then collected by a perforated pipe and discharged into the storm drain system, protecting downstream waters from unwanted and potentially hazardous materials. Peak flows of up to 2 cubic feet per second are diverted over the bypass weir directly into the outlet chamber, which eliminates the need for additional bypass structures.
Okay, so I like to show this slide as well too, just to really show the internal components of the biopod. So over here on the right, you can see we've got that mulch layer here. So we're looking at about 2 to 3 inches of mulch, that storm mix media about 18 inches, and then there's that 6 inches of drain rock. There's also over here going to be this perforated drain pipe that's going to be allowing the treated water to come out of the system. And then also this kind of shows the minimum rim to outlet that we are looking at for this system. When it comes to the biopod, these systems really integrate seamlessly into standard site drainage systems. It can also assist in earning lead credits for your project. So again, with that small treatment footprint, versus the 1 to 20 inches per hour for traditional bioretention flows, we're looking at that up to 153 inches per hour. And so that's really going to have that small treatment footprint. We also offer that design versatility. So having those different configurations, being able to have one without vegetation as well as some with, really makes it so that we can assist in putting these into any size project. Maintenance is really quick and easy. You're looking at replacing that mulch at least once annually. And we're also seeing that the storm mix media is lasting anywhere from 10 to 15 years. With all of our stormwater solutions, we do offer inspection and maintenance guides. So we're going to be working with the cities, with you guys, with the developers to figure out what the best maintenance practice is moving forward and kind of figure out what the best practice is going to be. But this is just our typical maintenance that we do recommend, so that once annually with the mulch and then that media being that 10 to 15 years. We do also offer boxless solutions. So it's just like the standard biopod, but without the vault. It is best suited for large regional facilities. So this one in particular is at the Medford Airport in Medford, Washington. It's right along the runway. This is a system that has 4 15 by 94 foot cells, so very, very large systems. And so we were able to provide a boxless biopod option here, which eliminated a lot of cost without having that concrete vault aspect to it. So next I'm going to move into our perk filter, which is going to be the full treatment solution. So our perk filter is a media-filled cartridge filtration system available in multiple configurations. This is going to be a full treatment system that's going to be removing TSS, metals, nutrients, gross solids, trash debris, and petroleum hydrocarbons. It comes in those different configurations, like I said, curb and grate inlet, catch basin, manholes, but the typical one that I have personally seen across this territory is in vault configuration. And it also does have a built-in bypass, so it eliminates the need for an external bypass structure. And again, we do have the full video online on our website as well as on YouTube, but I'm going to show this video to show a little operation about the perk filter.
The perk filter is a cartridge filtration system proven to reduce pollutant loading in runoff from urban developments. It captures and retains total suspended solids, phosphorus, petroleum hydrocarbons, dissolved metals, and other target constituents close to the source, reducing the total downstream discharge load. The perk filter is available in a variety of configurations, including vaults, manholes, and catch basins featuring variable inlet and outlet locations.
So the perk filter consists of 3 chambers: an inlet chamber, a treatment chamber with the filter cartridges, and then also the outlet chamber. So water is really going to come in here through the inlet pipe, and all of the gross solids, trash, and debris are going to be settled out and float into this inlet chamber. Water is then going to go over this weir wall into this filtration chamber, where all of the water is going to go through the media layers, which I'll show you on the next slide, a zoomed in view of what the perk filter cartridge will look like. And once that water is treated, it's then going to go out through this false floor and out the outlet pipe. This is showing you what those cartridges look like. So you can see that the components I spoke about on the last slide. So there's going to be that center tube assembly, which is where the treated water is going to flow out to that false floor. And then the outer media and intermedia layer is going to be where the water is going to come through. And this is what's going to be treating that water before going into this center tube assembly. This is showing you a view of what our media looks like, and it is typically ZPC, so zeolite, perlite, and granulated activated carbon. One unique thing about our perk filter is that we can stack cartridges to accommodate for higher flows. Another thing I like to touch on for this is that these two systems, these two sizes right here, instead of having a 24-inch cartridge, we have two 12s stacked, and instead of a 30-inch cartridge, we have a 12 and an 18 stacked. So with these, the benefits of that comes with maintenance specifically. So when these systems are working, these cartridges can get very heavy as long as they're doing their job. And so once we're going in to maintain these systems, they're very heavy to take out. So instead of having a full 24-inch cartridge, using that stack, we're able to twist the first 12-inch one off, pull that out, and do the second one afterwards. It just really helps with the maintenance easeability on that one. We do also offer a cartridge exchange program, and the one thing that's great about our maintenance is that we typically see about 1 to 3 years for an interval, but again, that also depends on site loading, site variation, what's kind of going on at the site, what we're really noticing, as well as what the city requires. But again, we do also offer that inspection and maintenance guide, so we're going to be working with the cities and the developers to figure out the best maintenance practice moving forward. With the cartridge exchange program, when we're replacing these cartridges, when we're replacing the media, during that maintenance time, when that system gets put back together, it's going to look brand new as if you just had gotten the system installed for the first time. So you can see here, this is how it should look if it's working properly. You don't want these to look clean. You want them to look exactly how they do here. And then this is a perk filter that we installed up in Estes Park at the Elkhorn Lodge. We do have standard configuration sizes that we offer for the perk filter, but we can also accommodate some unusual sizes. So this one was an 8-foot by 26.5-foot vault, and there were 49 18-inch cartridges. So finally, I'm going to move into the pre-treatment solutions. So the NSBB, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about the Hydro International Downstream Defender and First Defense. There are some things too that I would like to touch about those products, but I would like to bring in some of the experts from the Hydro team to discuss that stuff. But if you have any questions, please let me know at the end of this. And if I can't answer it, I'll definitely take it to them and I can bring them in on the conversation. So the nutrient separating baffle box, otherwise known as the NSBB, is our advanced vault treatment system with a patented screen design to store dry state debris, minimize nutrient leaching, and allow for easy maintenance. Our NSBB is great for high flows and large sites, and it's also great for sites where there's a need for shallower footprint due to groundwater or bedrock. And here is a video on the NSBB that I'm going to show. And again, the full video is on our website as well as on YouTube.
Here's how it works. A centrally located rectangular screen sits suspended above the static water level to filter and capture gross solids and pollutants in runoff, while hydrocarbons, floating trash, and debris collect in front of the floating skimmer. The lids on the screen system prevent debris loss and nutrient leaching, and proprietary turbulence deflectors work to prevent sediment from becoming resuspended and therefore settling in the lower chambers. Hydrodynamic separation is facilitated by 3 settling chambers used to target smaller sediments and particulate metals. The Skim Boss Max allows for longer detention times for increased total suspended solid settling.
And so I also like to show this photo as well, just to really show the internal components of the NSBB. So here you've got the main screen basket, which is going to be trapping those large particles, the trash and debris. These 2 gates at the top actually slide out to the side for ease of maintenance, and then also the gates on the bottom slide out for ease of maintenance for this chamber. Right here, this system screen lead-in, that pops up for maintenance of this chamber, and then here, since there's no screen basket, the ease of maintenance can happen just right here for this specific chamber. The majority of our systems come pre-installed for ease of installation, but if the system is a larger one, such as this one, one of our field guys will actually come out to do the installation of the internals, so that responsibility is not going to be left up to the contractors. I personally like to come to as many job sites as I can. You know, for me not being in Utah, it's a little bit more difficult, but I will try to make sure that we do have someone on site regardless of if the system comes pre-installed or not. I would like to have someone there to help with installation for any questions that might come up or might be needed. We also like to do pre-construction meetings for the contractors. So going out there, figuring out where trucks are coming in, where the cranes are getting put. If we're doing a storm capture system and say that we need the crane for a couple of days, we're figuring out where the crane's going to be on day 1 versus day 2. We just really want to show you guys and show the contractors and the developers as well that we're there for throughout the entire course of the project. We'll be there from start to finish, whether that's during design all the way up into installation, making sure that everything goes seamlessly. Our DVS is another one of our hydrodynamic separator systems. So again, this is going to be that pre-treatment system that's going to remove that TSS, gross solids, trash, and debris. This design can accommodate a wide range of pipe orientations with either a round or square configurations. And with the square configurations, we can accommodate multiple inlet pipes as well. For the operation of the DVS, water is going to come into the DVS where it's going to be split evenly by this V-shaped bypass weir. It's going to be directed downward into these vortex tubes on both sides of the DVS system. And the settled solids are going to be collected in an isolated storage area at the bottom of this manhole. And then all that floating trash and debris is going to be trapped in this area as well. And then the treated water is going to go out the outlet chamber and out the outlet pipe. The internal components of the DVS are fabricated from stainless steel. And again, they're going to be typically delivered as a complete unit for ease of installation for the contractor. But again, for those larger systems, we will have someone from our team come out to the job site and install the internal components with the contractors on site as well. Moving into the downstream defender, this is going to come in even size configurations from 4 foot all the way to 12 foot. This has really strong performance data and regulatory approval. One thing that's been beneficial here in Utah as well as in Colorado is that Washington general use level designation approval. We've had a couple projects where that is something that's required, and the downstream defender does meet that requirement. This does not have an internal bypass, so it does require a external bypass structure if flows are higher than what this can accommodate. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Some people think that that might be a bad thing, but it's not. That means you're going to be getting the full flow throughout this entire system, and the bypass is just going to be going through that bypass structure. We also offer a first defense, so that's going to be another hydrodynamic separator. So this solution, we like to say it's a jack of all trades. It's going to have that highest approved flow rates in the United States. And this does have an internal bypass in it. And so that's going to eliminate the need for an external bypass structure on this one. Some comparisons for these systems. So the downstream defender, we like to think about this for trash capture and oil capture. It's going to have that isolated storage sump like the DVS for that sediment to settle out. It's going to be good for large drainage areas. And then also too, it's going to have that Washington approval. For the first defense, this can accommodate multiple inlets as well with the round configuration. So we're not having to make it into a square configuration. It'll be for round. And this can also treat very high peak flow since it does have that internal bypass and really can be used for a bunch of different sites. Again, jack of all trades. I like to talk about this project just towards the end of my presentation, just to really show you some of the things that we can do to integrate a lot of our solutions into one project. So this is the Hub Rhino Station. It was an 8-story mixed-use office hotel development in the Denver's Rhino district, so that's River North. And the drainage area was about 2.05 acres. They were building it lot line to lot line, so there were really tight site constraints. And so this project, the systems actually had to be installed underneath a parking garage underneath the building. And so we had a DVS 60C, which was upstream of the storm capture SC1 configuration. It was a 5-foot system with a lid. And the DVS was really getting all those larger particles, so that trash debris before going into the storm capture system. And then downstream of that was a 4x9 perk filter. And that was going to be getting those really refined particles before going into our sewer system. With every single one of our solutions that we offer, we're going to be working with you again from design to finish. So we will provide you with this type of a sizing summary. So this is an example of what we supplied the engineer with for our perk filter. So it's really going to be geared towards what city we're designing the system for. So we use this based on the Colorado Mile High Flood District manual. So we're going to be showing you how we got these system sizes, where these calculations came from, showing you the calculations that we use to get these system sizes, and really kind of delivering you with any information you're needing to get this approved through the city. We want to make sure that we're getting the entire process as easy and as seamlessly done as possible for you guys, so you're not having to worry about that type of stuff. And then this is just a couple installation pictures. So over here, you can see the DVS 60. This is that storm capture part of that video that I showed. And then this is that perk filter system that was downstream. And this is showing a final of what this project looked like. So again, you can see the parking garage, and then these were those maintenance access covers that we had. Also, Oldcastle and Snyder International offer online design tools. So we have a full online design tool suite where engineers like yourselves can go into our design tools and enter in your required information. So if you're looking at a storage system and say you've got a deadline to put something on plans that you don't have time to reach out to us, you can go in, put in the required storage volume, the available footprint. You can even upload your site plans as well to this, and it will give you a CAD file as well as a PDF file. And then it will also shoot me an email that basically says that you were in our design tool looking at a specific solution design, and I'll reach out to see if there's another way that I can help, if we can optimize the design a little bit, maybe find something a little more cost effective. But really, it's just a great tool for you guys to be able to go in and do this, especially when you're pressed for time.
I want to thank Madi Snyder for sharing this message about innovations in stormwater management. For more information about this topic or any Oldcastle products discussed in this presentation, please email me at jason.allen@oldcastle.com or visit oldcastleinfrastructure.com.